EGM Network.
This is an Evergreen Media Network production. And now, it's time to put you on the spot with EGM.
Hello and welcome to On the Spot with EGM. I'm Jesse Krisky, and we are very excited because beautiful, the Carole King musical is in town, and joining us, a couple of the stars of the show, Sarah Ellis and Nick Moulton. Hey, Sarah, how are you today?
Amazing.
All
so
right.
glad to be here.
It's good to have you. Hey, Nick, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, buddy?
All right, very good. All
Love
right,
to hear
at the Riverside Theater, coming up April 15th through May 11th is beautiful, the Carole King musical. Tell us about it. Everybody knows Carole King. Everybody knows these songs. And I got to tell you, you know more songs than you think you know that Carole King did. I mean, Carole King wrote so many great songs. So tell us about Carole King the musical. Let's start there.
You go.
All right. Gladly.
Popcorn Nick.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
this is a story about Carole King's life. It starts from when she was 16 years old and sells her first song, It Might As Well Rain, until September, all the way up until her release of Tapestry. So it's this incredible story of her life and how she started so young, and the people that helped get her there. So her husband, Jerry Goffin, of course, is a big part of that. And then we play Barry Mann and Cynthia Weil, who were...
I'm Barry Mann.
And I'm Cynthia Weil. They played, they were their best friends during the time, but also they had a sort of like a sibling sort of relationship with them, that it was always trying to like one up each other. And that competition is what fueled them to their success, both of them equally. Barry Mann, Cynthia Weil have written incredible songs. You've Lost That Love and Feelin'.
On Broadway.
Absolutely. And many more. I don't want to spoil it for you, but you're going to show up and, like Jesse, like you said, you're going to know so many more songs than you thought you did.
Yeah.
So it is fun. It moves quick. It's witty. It's smart. And it's emotional. It really gets you into your feels too. So it really has something for everyone. It's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, so you play Barry Mann and Cynthia Weil, and they meet young Carole King and a young Jerry Goffin, who get married. I mean, they got married at 16 years old, very young.
Yes.
And so, yeah, so you meet this couple, your characters meet this couple, very young age, and you guys are producing hit after hit. And it's kind of like a competition, but also you're working together with them, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so 1650 Broadway at the time is set up so that all of these incredible songwriters are just like basically room after room after room writing hit after hit after hit. And it's always said that there's a very small room with a piano, a table, and a giant ashtray, because they are chain smoking all night trying to get the next hit, basically. So they're all competing with each other, but there was a cacophony of sound that was always like throughout the building, because like, didn't you say there was no
sound padding.
Yeah.
It's not like this beautiful studio that we're in now.
Yeah.
It was just rooms and a piano. So all you can hear is just, you hear like 3 or 4 different songs happening all at the same time. And so they would, have these ideas. It sort of was like the ultimate snowball effect in the best way of just hearing that one note and be like, oh, maybe I should add that, or hearing this lyric and, oh, let me jump into that. So.
Yeah. And Barry Mann and Cynthia Weil are definitely credited with being pioneers of their peers, because they were so into pushing the envelope and trying to really set the sound of the generation. And a lot of the other writers followed or collaborated with them. And so there's this very, very healthy competition with Jerry Goffin and Cynthia and Carole King, and then Man Weil, and but they're best friends too, because no one really understands this lifestyle like they all do.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of bonds them and shapes them. And obviously music is just such a unifier in so many ways. So they grow up together.
Yeah.
They all do.
Yeah, and music is a big unifier. We're all coming together to see Beautiful, the Carole King musical. And so we kind of touched a little bit about it. Cynthia Weil, Barry Mann, your characters, they wrote amazing hits and just a wide breadth of songs, too. They wrote Broadway hits, like you said, on Broadway. You Lost That Loving Feeling, Walking in the Rain. Just a wide range of hits. And even if you were born in the 80s, 90s, or 2000s, you know all these hits, and these are feel-good hits.
Yeah, we always say bangers only.
Bangers only, yeah.
They wrote, honestly, the songs that define generations of music. Some that aren't in the musical, but you might know, are From Fievel Goes West, the Somewhere Out There Beneath the Pale Moonlight, that one.
Yeah.
They wrote the Dolly Parton song, the Here I Go Again, that, like, they so many.
Yeah, their writing
so
really
many
had
hits.
no bounds.
Yes,
Like,
because they wrote across different genres
right.
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
so impressive.
It really is. It really is. And Carole King, I mean, everybody knows her songs, you know.
Of course.
Feel the earth move under my feet. We were singing that this morning, my wife and I.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. So we can't wait to go see the show and go sing along with this.
Yeah, you're gonna, and every time you go to the grocery store after this, you are gonna realize that just really how many songs that these two couples have wrote over the course of their lifetime. It is, I always say it's sort of, if you want a great playlist at your grocery store, put on Carole King radio.
Ooh, yes, actually.
Yes, it is
At your
unanimous.
grocery store.
Yeah, or your coffee shop. Either works.
Yeah, I didn't know she wrote for, you know, the Shirelles, the Drifters,
Yep.
Little Eva. I mean, and this is, I think these were all before her own solo career, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And a lot of the songs, too, we see a lot of what Goffin and King wrote, but then there's a moment in the show where we get to really see Carole's solo writing. And they pull a lot of songs from Tapestry, and Natural Woman is in there. It's Too Late is in there. It's Too Late, Baby, Now. All of these earworms, basically, they wrote. They wrote all of these like things that we hum, or we become like the zeitgeist of the generation. It's so cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you could tell Sarah has a great voice. So
Yes, I'm singing the entire show for you right now.
That's right.
Thank you.
And
Can't wait to watch.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One man show.
So Carole King, beautiful, the Carole King musical, April 15th through May 11th. You can get your tickets at riversidetheater.com. How did you two, let's start with Nick, how did you become aware of this part?
So fortunately, my agents submitted me for the show a few years ago, and I was fortunate enough to join the national tour of the show, the Broadway National Tour. Toured with that for 2 years, and had my own little education course. I similarly, knew a couple songs, but walked out of that show just having this great appreciation for all the music that they wrote. So I was on the national tour for a couple years, and then I've done the show regionally a few times, and it's always a pleasure to come and tell this story to different communities, and just to really see and to hear some of the stories about how this music has affected people's lives. And I'm a big fan of vinyl myself. I'm also a musician as well. So this music to me is sort of the bedrock of where I come from. Similarly to like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, all these other, Laura Nyro, all these incredible artists that have come around this similar time that are the foundation of why we have the music that we have today. And it would be criminal to not acknowledge the importance of artists like this. So to me, it's never lost on me how important the show is, not only to me, but how this was for the entire music industry.
Yeah, very good. Nick, is this your first time in Vero Beach at Riverside Theater?
This is my first time in Vero Beach.
Welcome. You picked a great time to come, April and May.
I
Beautiful
sure did.
weather.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. My Irish skin maybe is not, but my heart and soul is. I will take all the vitamin D I can get.
Very good. Sarah, you were here for Jersey Boys last year, right?
Yes. I was here for Jersey Boys. And then a few years ago, I was here for $1 Billion Quartet.
Okay.
Back in 2017, 2018. And I just love it here. Of course, I do all the jukebox musicals down here. I do like all of so I get to sing all the greatest music, actually.
Very good.
But I love Jersey Boys. It was such a fun show, and I'm just so glad to be back because they take such amazing care of us here at Riverside, and that they always hire just nice people. Like, I love our cast. Everyone's so kind and obviously so talented.
Yeah.
But when you're leaving New York City and you're coming down to spend 7-8 weeks of your life, and your routine is disrupted, it's just really, really lovely to come to a place where it kind of also feels like a vacation. You know, we can go to the beach and just really, really enjoy this beautiful, lovely community.
Very good. Very good. Well, we all can't wait to see Beautiful, the Carole King musical at Riverside Theater, April 15th through May 11th. You can get your tickets at riversidetheater.com. A very talented cast of young musicians all on stage, and everybody's going to have a great time. We're going to be singing and dancing. And is there anything else that we need to touch on that we haven't touched on yet?
Yeah, if you haven't gotten your tickets, what are you doing?
What are you
them.
doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to sell well. It
Yeah.
probably, I think it already is selling very well.
It always does. Yeah, you're going to have an incredible time. So get your tickets, come out, and hopefully we'll see you in the lobby or outside the theater after you see the show.
Very good. All right. Get your tickets. Riversidetheater.com. That's THEATRE. And we'll see you there at Beautiful, the Carole King musical at Riverside Theater. All right,
Bye.
Nick and Sarah, thanks a lot for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thanks.
All right. We'll see you at Riverside Theater. Bye-bye.